Hello, second graders. So this week we're going to be talking about possessive nouns. I'm sure you guys have many objects that belong to you. So when we're reading something, how can we tell that something belongs to someone or something? Sure you have heard, hey, that belongs to me, or that belongs to my sister. So that's my sister's um, doll, or my brother's bat. We use an apostrophe S at the back of those words. And I've got someone here who's going to show you how to do that. So let's see what she's got to say, and then we'll give you the directions for the assignment.
I am almost ready for our English lesson today, but first, I need to make labels for these items on my desk. Now, I know that this is my mom's. Her name is Mom. Well, the name that other people call her is Carolyn. So I am going to make a label that says Carolyn's plate. So I'll put that label on the bottom of her plate, and that way I can get it back to her the next time I see her. And this is my sister-in-law's. Her name is Christy, so I will type Christy's spoon. So I have that label, and I can put it on her spoon in just a moment. Now, God has given us many things. We call these things that we own our possessions. And I think we need to take good care of our possessions because someone, somewhere, worked very hard for us to have the things that we have. And that's why I want to put names on these possessions so I can get them back to the people they belong to. Did you notice the special punctuation mark that I wrote after each person's name? That is called an apostrophe. It's the way we show ownership at the end of a noun. It's how we write possessive nouns. If we didn't have apostrophes, we would have to say things like the dish that belongs to Carolyn, the spoon that belongs to Christy. But the apostrophe lets people who are reading what we have written know that something is possessive. Here's some more examples. We can say the cat that belongs to Lizzie, or we can say Lizzie's cat. The Bible that belongs to my pastor, or my pastor's Bible. We can say the mane that belongs to the lion, or we can say the lion's mane. Now, you are probably catching on, aren't you? Let's see if we can find the possessive noun inside some sentences. Mom feeds Della cat, or Della's cat? I think you know that should be Della's cat. Would we say Ryan or Ryan's baseball rolled in the grass? Ryan's would be correct. Now, why do we need to make possessive nouns? Using nouns that show ownership can make sentences easier to read. They give variety too when we write something, and those sentences are usually shorter. Look at these examples. I will use the pen that Derek owns. That's fine. Or we can shorten that to say, I will use Derek's pen. The bus that belongs to the missionary is big. That's a fine sentence. But if we wanted to shorten that, we would say the missionary's bus is big. Now, I need to show you something, but you're really not supposed to know this until you are in a higher grade. But I think you can challenge yourself to at least understand what I'm going to tell you. Then, when you are older and you study possessives again, you'll be ready. We have been talking about singular nouns that show ownership. What do we do about plural nouns? Remember that most plural nouns end in S. So to show ownership, we add only the apostrophe. We don't need to add another S. We don't add apostrophe S. For instance, if we have several boys, we write that B-O-Y-S because that is plural. Then to show that those boys own bikes, we add just an apostrophe after the S that is already there, and then we add the word bikes. Same thing for girls. G-I-R-L-S shows that we have several girls. That is plural. If they own ice skates, we put an apostrophe after girls to show that all the girls own the skates. Now, what if the plural noun does not end in S, like children or men? Then we do write the word children and we add the apostrophe and S, just like we did with a singular word. We would write men and then add an apostrophe S to that. Now comes something really, really tricky. Don't put your fingers in your ears. Put your thinking cap on and let's look at something. The boy has a book that is talking about one boy, so we would write that B-O-Y. What if we have two boys? Two boys have books, that is plural. So we would write that B-O-Y-S. We've added an S to the singular word to show that we have plural boys. We're not talking about their owning anything at this point. Now, if we go back to one boy and talk about the boys' book is on the desk, we spell that B-O-Y because there's only one, and then we add an apostrophe S to show one boy owning the book. Now, if both boys' books are on the desk, we write that B-O-Y-S to show that it's plural. Then we add just the apostrophe, but we don't need to add another S after that. Now, the interesting thing is we pronounce those boys, boys, boys. All three of the last four words that I showed you are pronounced the same, whether they're plural or possessive. But then when we think about how they're used in the sentence, that's when we know exactly how to spell them. So while you let that sink in a little bit, let's go see what our Supermarks friends are up to.
Night falls at the library. A band of superheroes stands ready to save the stories from the dastardly deeds of the Eraser. By day, they pose silently, but when danger threatens their stories, they become Supermarks.
Commander Period, we've tried everything. None of our marks work.
Oh, what are we gonna do?
Calm down and let me think. We can see that the bear cubs are sleepy, but can't find their beds.
But why not?
I got it. They're confused, like they don't know which bed belongs to them.
That's it, Cece. We need a punctuation mark that shows possession. We need an apostrophe.
Did you say apostrophe?
Oh no. I'll make the call.
Here he comes. Heads up, everybody. Hold on to your
Hey, that's mine!
masks.
Hiya, sis.
Give it back, AJ. I know you're possessive, but that's Peppy's mask, not yours.
Aw, come on. I'm almost old enough to be a supermark, and I've been practicing.
Settle down, you two. We've got a real problem here. It's way past these cubs' bedtime.
Can you fix this? Yeah, sure. It's so cool. All I've got to do is throw in my mark, add an S, and the noun takes possession. Immediately. No returns. Total control.
You get it. You take things.
Nah, Pep. I just make sure the noun keeps what belongs to it. See? Peppy's mask.
Can you please get to work?
No prob, Q-Man. But first, I'll need a mask. My own mask.
Fine, but this is just alone.
Finally, AJ's mask. All right, you grumpy grizzlies, let's get you tucked into your own beds. Let's see. The green bed belongs to Benny. Jenny's bed is blue. So baby sister's is the orange bed. There you go. Don't expect me to sing any lullabies.
Good work, son. We owe you.
You do. And I know the perfect reward.
AJ.
And so, as the sun rises, once again our heroes return to their posts, the proud guardians of their world, saving the stories from chaos with their Super March.
All right, boys and girls, go ahead and open your books, your English books, to page 153. Monday will be page 153, and then Tuesday will be page 154. So we're going to practice working with that apostrophe S. A possessive noun shows who or what owns something. That possessive noun has an apostrophe and an S. At the top of the page, you can see a boy and his dog. The dog that belongs to Matt is brown, or we can make it shorter and use Matt's dog is brown. So we can add that apostrophe S, and the sentence is quite a bit shorter. So I want you to read the directions. Remember, boys and girls, we always read the directions. You don't want to miss something important. Just because you think you might know how to do the page, you might miss something, and then you'll get the problem wrong. So number one, you need to underline the possessive noun. Choose the one that will complete that sentence. Possessive, what shows ownership. Let's see here, down in the middle, it's write the underlined noun with an S to show ownership. So in the space provided, you need to write the word and then show ownership by using the apostrophe S. So write the word and the apostrophe S. Then down at the bottom, I want you to create your own sentence. It says, write a sentence about a pet that belongs to someone you know. Use a possessive noun in your sentence. So you could write about your sister's pet, your brother's pet, your family's pet. Maybe you have an aunt or an uncle or a best friend who has a pet. So write about a pet that belongs to someone that you know. On the next page for Tuesday, again, read the directions. You're underlining the possessive noun. In the middle of the page, you're underlining the noun. Actually, yes, it says write the underlined noun with the apostrophe S to show ownership. So again, you need to write the word, then the apostrophe S. Down towards the bottom, it says circle the two rhyming words. We're reviewing our rhyming words. And then again, we're reviewing the abbreviations at the bottom of the page. Do not forget, there's a whole list of abbreviations on page 384 and 385 of your English book, all the way at the back. Very helpful. All right, boys and girls, I hope you have a great day.